Okay, so welcome to January's classes. These are fundamental. We're going to go through basics and relearn, kind of reassess our foundational poses. What you'll need are blocks and a blanket. Also wanted to give you tip number 2 is drink water in the morning. So when you first wake up, I know our tip number 1 was get sunshine. So before you go outside, water first thing in the morning. So what I do is I put water by my bedside, and I have this beautiful vessel, copper vessel that I use, and it has a lid. So essentially, I just pour a little bit in this super cute cup, and that is my water in the morning. Copper has properties that it not remineralize, it cleanses the water. So I'm getting a good, I put filtered water in there anyway, but then it pH balances it in the copper vessel. And that's what I do, and it just hydrates really well. You can use a glass or you can use lemon water. I would also suggest that you tongue scrape before you splash down water. Anyway, that's what I do. So let's get started with the basics here. We'll take a seat and tight hips. Just get some mobility through the hips and do a little tiny bit of floor work, warm up. Wise. Circling, we're starting in a circle pattern. Fundamental breath exercise as well. We'll do samavriti, which is just the same. It means similar or same. Inhale and exhale are of the same duration. Go the opposite direction. You feel like your hips are warming up, and take a side stretch. First through the rib cage. Plant the hand. And take it up and over. Pause there for a couple of breaths. And let's go to the other side. This is early in the morning for me, so my body feels a little compacted. Super helpful to stretch and extend. So the tip of the week, hydrate in the morning with water. Coffee is not hydrating, it's actually the opposite effect, it's dehydrating. So you really need to get a full 8 to 16 ounces of water in your human being. We'll go on to anything else. And you'll notice less headaches during the day. More energy. Let's take it forward here. Hold the head in. And then sit upright. With the hands on the knees, we just take a deep breath in. Ujjayi breath. There's a switch up like this in front. There's a term called spanda in yoga language. It means expand and contract. But the universe is made up of the element of expanding, creating energy exploding, and that same energy diminishing or destructive coming back down. Our breath has that expansion and contraction. So through class today, you'll be aware of just bring more attention on that expansion and contraction, that there is a flow to all things. And when you start holding your breath, that's creating tension that we can't manage or mitigate. You're always just in breath and holding it. So practice is inhale and exhale, let it flow freely. So inhale for 4. Notice the pause at the top, and exhale for 4. Inhale, expansion for 4. Hold the length of the spine, exhale, contraction for 4. Inhale for 4 again. Think about horizontal breath versus up and down. And if you have a mirror handy, you should watch the way you are breathing. We'll spend a little more time on that next week. We'll come on to the hands and knees, the feet around. With a little cat-cow. Inhale, extension, exhale to flexion. Still feel like there's some cobwebs in the spine. Some stretching necessary for the shoulders. So I'm choosing to go forward and back. You can choose any way you'd like to do that cat-cow, and then eventually we'll turn the toes under and we'll come into a downward facing dog. Inhales up, down, inhale, glide forward into plank, exhale, back into downward facing dog. Do that twice more. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then separate the feet, hip distance or wider. I'm going to go as wide as my mat. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Inhale, top lift, exhale, hinge at the hips. So we'll just take the weight back into the heels, lifting the toes. And release that. I'm going to take socks off. And come up slowly. Ride the tide up, and let's go back down, ride the tide. Slowly back down, exhaling. Inhale. Lift, exhale, float back down. So go in those two directions, the floating up, the floating down. One more time. And then end all the way to standing, feet still hip distance apart. Actually, they're as wide as your mat. Take the arms up overhead. Full Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Down 2 sides. So just feeling all the full range of motion through the shoulder. If there's any tightness there, roll it out. We want to have healthy, strong shoulders and arms. Exhale back down. So we'll be doing some lengthening and strengthening in the arm area as well. This time, take a forward fold. Do a half sun salutation. I'm going to turn to the side. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, slight bend in the knees, come all the way back up. Palms together, heart center. This can be a little problematic in that forward fold, in that the low back is really tight and the hamstrings are tight. That whole posterior chain is tight. You will need to bend your knees to bring the hands to the floor. When we go to the flat back, it would be helpful to have blocks here, or use your shin to press against, the shin pressing in the hands pressing in the shin to come into that flat back. Now notice my knees are not blocked back. They're a little bit forward, giving me some wiggle room, and I'm staying at a hyperextension. And then I'll pull in again, straightening the legs as much as possible. And then come all the way back up, slight bend in the knees, inhale. Wiggle the arms to overhead and exhale. Bring the palms together at your heart center. You will add on to the sequence. Sun salutation, a forward bow. Inhale, half lift. Step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward to plank. Exhale, knees to the floor, and then take a chaturanga. Put the elbows and come down slightly. Release, inhale, low cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog, or you could take a child's pose at this point. See what's working for you. We'll walk the feet to the hands. And really start working with the ankle joint. Inhale, flat back, exhale, fold in. Soften the knee, inhale, come all the way to standing. Root to rise, exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Flip the hands, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra. You know, my arms are feeling a little bit weak this morning from a lot of weightlifting yesterday, and so I know that over time throughout class, as I do those chaturangas, I'll start waking up that muscle again, tuning in, feeling a little bit better. So if that's the case, just do what you can, do your best in each scenario. Let's step forward, lift to a half. Tabletop exhale, fold in. Knees, inhale, come all the way to standing. Palms together, heart center. And then we're going to do something a little bit different. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. And we'll step back with the left foot here and bring the back knee to the earth. If you have a blanket or something soft to land on, that's helpful. Bring the hands up to the thigh and possibly circle around. Holding here, pulling the ribs in. We're opening the front foot chain as well. Right through the hip flexor. Bring the hands to the earth. Step all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale. So push up, exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Bring the left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee. Let's open the hip and take some ankle rotations. So we're keeping the arms strong. This posture has a propensity for us to collapse in the elbows a little bit. Let's hold out and really press
straight arms, circle through the hip. So be aware of your foundation. There's a lot going on simultaneously in the body here. Step the left leg all the way through. Do a little pause, give a little pulse action. And then straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. Still waking up that back leg. And then bring the knee gently to the earth. Hands to the thigh. Possibly sweep around. The arms overhead. And exhale, hands to the earth. Push off the back foot and step forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale all the way back up to standing. Palms together at your heart center. Now we're starting to really wake up the body. We'll do that again. Second side. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with the right leg. We're coming into a low lunge. Drop the knee. Both arms floating up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Knees come to the earth, chaturanga. Yep, see how the arms are building some strength. Exhale, downward facing dog. Already starting to feel a little bit better. For me, right leg to the sky this time. We'll bend the knee, open through the hip. Keep the arms parallel to each other, straight and strong. No collapsing in the left side body, so keep that open as well. And we'll just give a little circle through the hip area and step all the way forward to a low lunge. Pulse action through the back foot. And we've got right leg forward now. We'll straighten the front leg into pyramid. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, and you could use a block. Exhale, bend. Oh, that's nice. You bring the floor up a few inches. And now get a full straight leg. That's the name of the game. Want to straighten fully through the front leg. Drop the back knee. Sweep the arms around. Inhale. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the earth. Let's lift the back knee and step forward. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, fold in. Oh, and bend the knees gently. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, palms together. Exhale, take the hands to your heart center. Shoulder rolls. All right, good and warm. Inhale, reach up. We're going to add on. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back with your left leg. This time we'll come into high crescent lunge. Hands to the thigh. Inhale. Go up through the rib cage. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together. And we're twisting low lunge. We bring one elbow across the thigh and fold in the twist. You could also opt for a hand on the floor and one arm to the sky. That would be a great way, or a hand on the block. If this is an unusual posture and you're not used to taking it, start with the block and then progress from there. We bring that elbow across the body. That's going to be a little more challenging. We're going to bring this into warrior two. So coming all the way up in the back heel. And now warrior two side. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, back into warrior two. So in a warrior two, the in and out of warrior two, we're tracking the knee directly over second, third toe. The arms are horizontally parallel to the floor. Hold here. Let's reverse the warrior. for 3, and then come back through and take a side angle. Extend the left arm nice up to the ear, overhead, lengthen out through the neck, and hold steadfast through your foundations. You want to always find a really strong foundation. Bring back up. Plant the hand and step all the way back. Right into a plank. Take a chaturanga. So I'm still like the knees on the ground. You could bring them off if you like. Inhale, low cobra. Or to an up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's raise the left leg high to the sky. Step all the way through. Push off with the back foot and step forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, all the way to standing. Root to rise. You want to feel like you're tall, long, and like a mountain, strong, sturdy, stable. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, bend the knees if you'd like. Inhale, step the right leg back. Exhale, hands to the thigh. We'll come into a high crescent lunge. Arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Hands to the heart. And we're going to lift the rib cage, spin, elbow to the knee, or hand on the block, and a left hand on the knee, spin it towards the left side. Bring your left arm to the sky when you're ready. Full breath in, full breath out. Could also be spin here. 2, 1 more. Into warrior 2s. Press down through the front leg. Spin your back leg so the heel is to the floor. And note my front foot is facing forward. So look down and check the alignment of the feet. We're going to straighten the front leg, bring the arms high, and then bend the front knee back into warrior 2. Inhale straight. Exhale, bend. 1 more. Exhale, bend. Creak, creak, creak through the knee. Reverse the warrior. Deep, long breaths. Movement is key. Motion is the lotion. Just come through side angle. So never give up on. You're back into warrior 2 here. Bring the hands to the earth. And step all the way back. Chaturanga. So I'm doing it with the knees off the ground into an upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Take your time. 4 deep breaths. I'm going to bend the knee and spring forward. So make it a very light, light leap. Exhale all the air out as you're holding the breath out. Level empty belly, navel to the spine. You can sort of hop to the front of the mat. Inhale. So we flat back, maybe your fingertips stay on the floor. So you get a little bit deeper and longer in the back body. Hold in, and then come all the way to standing. We're going to take it into Utkatasana, a deep bend in the knees, way back in the heels, and then raise tall. And if you have a block, let's take a block. Just feel a strong foundation through the legs.
and the inner channel. The inner thighs are gonna be important to your low back. So we'll bend again, keeping the block sturdy between the inner thighs here. Bring your hands down to your knees. And then instead of rounding here in the back, take the sit bone wide and then feel back here. You want that slight dip in the low back. And we're creating some space across the sacrum. And keep that space and then tone the navel. So I'm going to pull back with the rib cage, tone the navel, keep the bend in the knees, and then just bring the arms straight forward, goalposts or even overhead. See what works for you. So a little bit deeper, squeezing inner thighs. Exhale, hands to heart, and then we'll just take a little twist. I'm bringing the left elbow inside my left knee and bowing forward a little bit more. My hips are not high, they're very low. So I've got a deep bend in the knee. And yeah, it does tax the thighs quite a bit. Come back to center. And exhale, take it to the second side. You'll note with the block and the inner thighs, the knees stay parallel. We're anchoring the hip. And then we've got some power from that anchor to move in our twisting direction. Let's release that, take a forward bow. Legs out. And then we'll try that whole sequence again. Without the block. Let's come back into Utkatasana. And straight leg Tadasana. Let's remove the block. But as if the block were there. Back into Utkatasana here. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do the twist. And you're going to notice there's a little more free will through the hip. Keep your elbow inside the knee, and we don't want to off-center the knees. We're trying to keep them parallel. Again, that little dip in the low back to center. And then a little tightening of the pelvic floor and lifting through the rib cage towards the back body to support your low back. Come back into Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart, and make that twist motion. Once again, breathe in. Return to center, exhale, hands to the earth. Straighten the legs, inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Just move through all those postures. Once again, exhale, downward facing dog. We'll add on. Bring your right leg to the sky. Inhale, exhale, step all the way through. Warrior one. Bring the back heel to the floor. Find your ankle through your feet. Very powerful. Exhale into warrior two. Reverse the warrior. And into side angle. All the way back up. And straighten the front leg, taking triangle pose. Shift. And we can bring the left hand to the waist to downplay slightly the posture, access it more easily. If you're ready, take the arm to the sky again. Straight through the legs, we're going to tip this on its end, bending the front knee. Bring your left hand to the waist again, and we'll shift forward. Bring your block, if you'd like. Okay. So the block's about a torso's length away from my foot. And it's just to the side of the pinky toe. Open that up, the hips facing the side wall. Back into a triangle pose. Bend the front knee. Bring your block back and then straighten the leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bring it down and come all the way back up. Warrior two.
And bring the hands to the earth. Pop your back heel up, opening into twisting low lunge. So we just put everything together. Twisting low lunge, hand to the waist, arm to the sky. You may like to do that. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Step back, plank, chaturanga. Now we're building really good strength through the arms. Inhale, upward facing dog. In your chaturanga, let's make sure we're not sloppy or bypassing the strength aspect of it. So coming forward again, let's just try a couple of those. Bring the knees to the earth, bend the elbows, now hover. Your hips should be hovering at the same rate as your shoulders, so they're not dropping. Check that out. Press your knees down, pull the hips up, hover. Now push back up and to downward facing dog. Just gonna go that far with our chaturanga. Let's try it again. Inhale, moving forward, knees to the floor, bend the elbows, lower halfway, press back up. Use your abdominal muscles to lift the belly away from the floor. As you come into that high plank, knees to the earth, don't rest your belly. Pull it up as you're lowering down. Press back up. You should feel the fatigue by now. We're doing 5 push-ups, that's it. Only 5, but they're different. So last one here, inhale, coming forward, knees to the earth, bend just to 90, not past. Press back up, or maybe you're only bending 1-2 inches. And make sure you're getting the strength out of that movement. Let's take the left leg to the sky. Inhale, step all the way through. And come into the warrior 1. Okay, back heel to the floor. Open up. So this magical, this posture brings support, awareness, and the magic is pressing through the outer edge of the back foot, lifting the inner arch, so you've got a really strong foundation. Then we'll bring it into a warrior 2. It's a little fidget with the feet. Reverse the warrior. And exhale, side angle. All the way back through. Revisiting all the postures from the previous progressions. Inhale back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. We'll take triangle pose. Hand to the shin. Right arm to the sky. You can also bring a hand to a block. Backside of the leg. Make sure you're out of hyperextension. Want to strengthen the inner thigh, hamstring as we're lengthening. So press into the ball of the foot. Engage the quadricep muscles, leg muscles. From here, we'll take Ardha Chandrasana. So we're tipping it on its end, almost like doing a cartwheel. So shift the weight forward. Bring a block with you and raise the right leg. If we look down the front side of the body, you're looking at your toes. I can see my whole foot. If your foot's behind you and you can't see it, pull the foot forward. Then open the hip even more. So I'm stacking hip on hip. I'm not facing the floor like this, letting that back leg drop. It's lifting, rotating, and I'm on an upright end on end on my hips. And the last thing up is the arm. Let's come back into Trikonasana. Bend, bring your block back, straighten the leg, really slow back into triangle pose. And we'll come all the way back up, bending the knee, root down to rise up, and then bring the hands to the floor. Right hand to the earth, left arm to the sky, in our twist. For 3, any option you'd like to take that might mean your block is on the ground or you're taking the elbow across the thigh. Both hands, step back, chaturanga. Remember, we want to go slow, get the benefit. Right into an upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Oh, breathe in, breathe out. We're going to try that jump again to feet to hands. You'll come up high onto the balls of the feet, bend your knees. A little pounce action here. And then float forward after you exhale the air out. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, all the way to standing. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shoulder roll. Nicely done. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's come to a seated posture. So with your, I'm going to use my blanket here, possibly to sit on, or I'm just going to use it to support my knee. Right knee coming in and then out to the side. Sthana Shirshasana. Left leg is straight. Inhale, square the hips and shoulders towards the straight leg. And then exhale out. Get a little stretch in the hip. Right arm coming around the left ankle. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, let's bring it all the way back up. Take the straight leg over, straight bent knee, right knee, step over the left side. And again, rotate. Looking over the right shoulder this time. Back to center, move legs out. Get to the second side, left knee comes in. Hold it out to the side, making a L figure. And out in. Use a block underneath left knee, a blanket underneath right knee. Make this as comfortable as possible and open as possible. It's not about forcing. It's about easing into something different than you're used to. Deep breath. And then gently let's come back to center. The bent knee. Straight leg. Inhale. The knee gently towards the chest. Exhale. Rotate the feet. Full breath in. Release it back to center. Let's take both legs out. Inhale, a tall exhale, lean forward. Inhale, move forward. 2 feet. Lean forward. And keep the feet wide. Do a little more space. Take several breaths. And notice if the breath allows you to go a little bit deeper in the And then walk up slowly, give yourself some grounding energy as you press the legs, bend the knees, lower all the way onto your back. Pull the knees up into the chest and give it a little rock side to side. Up the feet to the air. Inhale, lift the thumbs and reach. Arms overhead, exhale, drop the knees over to your right side. Bring the elbows out in a goalpost and look to your left. Keep the shoulders on the ground. Center. And take it to the other side. Dropping the knees over to your left. Look the thumbs reach high overhead. Exhale. The elbows back to the goalpost. You could even use a block behind the left knee for a little support. If that's not enough stretch, then take the block. Good. Just to lay down, coming into Shavasana. For a minute or two, 5 or 10 if you've got the time. And stay here for as long as you like. Breath in, breath out. Make sure you're not shortchanging yourself on the integration posture. You want this to be very warm, quiet, still for the body. So use a blanket. And turn the lights out. Make it a little dark. And that will elicit more the response from the body that we're looking for, which is relaxation response, meditation, meditative response for the body. We are really stepping into relaxation, rest, and repair. Coming to Shavasana, so it should feel like I'm not doing anything. No, you're not doing anything. In fact, you're releasing. Notice where you're holding tension. Take a body scan from head to toe and let go of any tension. Stay here again for as long as you like. When you're ready, deepen your breath and let the belly rise and fall. And roll to one side. And then help yourself to seated. Keeping that lovely, peaceful energy intact. Palms together, heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Namaste.